Hey guys, this is the comparison video requested by several of you on my recent haul video, and this is the comparison between the Sonia Kashuk highlighter brush and the MAC 187, also both known as their skunk brushes. And before I get started, I just want to add like a small disclaimer because a lot of people do say there's a difference in quality between the regular MAC brushes and the special edition ones. My 187 is a special edition brush, as you can tell because it's short and has the gold handle. This particular one is from the Heirlooms collection that came out around holiday 07 last year. And I haven't I don't own an actual 187, but I haven't noticed any large differences in quality between this and the regular 187. And but when MAC releases the holiday or limited edition collections with the special edition brushes, I have noticed different quality in the brushes from collection to collection. Like for example, a couple months ago when Nordstrom had their anniversary sale and they had the Color Forms collections, there was a 187 in one of those sets, and I could tell from just looking at it that it looked a lot lower quality than this one. It didn't look as full. It definitely wasn't as dense. It just looked more sparse, especially with the black hairs. Like you could kind of see the white ones through the black hairs, and it just overall looked less in quality. So I did want to give that small disclaimer. So my comparison is, I guess, between the Sonia Kashuk and the special edition MAC 187. So keep that in mind, but there you go. And at first glance, you guys can tell there's not much difference between these brushes, honestly. The Sonia Kashuk one over here is a little bit bigger, but obviously if I had the regular 187, it would be a bit bigger in size, so I think they'd be approximately the same size. And then you can look here to see the density. Again, this one's a little bit bigger, but they're about the same density. If anything, I would say the Sonia Kashuk one is a little bit less dense than the MAC one, but like, you know, just feeling them and looking at them, you can't tell that much difference. And for those of you guys who don't know, a skunk brush is really versatile. People use it for liquid foundation, people use it for powder, blush, highlighter, bronzer, anything. I used to use my 187 for liquid foundation until I started using my blue sponge, which I like a lot better. But if you don't have a blue sponge, or if you don't have access to one, and don't feel comfortable ordering from Target.com or something, and you have access to a 187, a lot of people are fans of using it for liquid foundation. I have not used the Sonia Kashuk one for liquid foundation because at the time when I bought it, I only bought it like a week or two ago. I'd already started using my blue sponge. I'm not going to switch back to a brush just because it's messier, especially since I store them in my brush roll now, and just a whole variety of reasons. So right now the only thing I use these two for is blush and highlighter. And they're really good for blush if you have like a pigmented blush and you want to tone it down so you can use it, especially if you're like really fair skinned like me. A skunk brush is really good because it is less dense, and you know, you can use it in a buffing motion or just sweep it onto your cheekbones, whatever you want. And it gives a really more subtle effect than if you used a more dense blush brush, so you don't really look like a clown or anything. And you can also gradually build up the color. And then with highlighter, I found it gives like a really nice effect. You know, you don't look super shimmery or shiny. It just gives like a really ethereal glow, which I absolutely love. It's like a really natural, you know, from within glow, which is what a lot of people want with highlighters, especially this fall, since that is a growing trend. But besides the difference, I mean, the Sonia Kashuk one is taller also because the MAC one is special edition. There's not that much difference in the quality, and I've seen other skunk brushes where people say, you know, it sheds or it's less quality than the MAC one, so I'll just go ahead and buy the 187. I've noticed a small bit of shedding from the Sonia Kashuk one, but I've also had that with the MAC one, especially when I was using it with the liquid foundation. It hasn't been excessive. I mean, I've used both of these several times. It's maybe only been 1 or 2 hairs over the course of time of me using them. You know, there's honestly not that much that's different, which is good for you people who are on a budget, because initially when I bought the 187 last Christmas, it was before this one had come out from Sonia Kashuk. And a bunch of people have been talking about, you know, various other companies having skunk brushes, and I read up on the reviews, and they all said they were inferior to the 187. So, when the holiday collections came out, I jumped at the opportunity because many of you know the regular 187 cost $42 on its own. And, you know, in the long run, I do see most of my brushes as an investment, so I'm willing to spend more money. But I didn't want to shell that out on one brush at the time. So when the holiday collection came out, it came with, I think the one I got came with 4 brushes, an adorable little metallic clutch, and it was $48. So I was like, you know, what the hell, $6 more, I'll buy the set, and I ended up swapping away all the other brushes and the clutch. So I really got a good value out of this, because actually the total, I did the math, and the amount of the total items I swapped for, the value of them ended up being more than $48, so I actually kind of made money in a way on this. But $48, the regular one is $42. This one at Target, it was between $11 and $13. I can't remember if it was like $11 or $11.99 or $12.99 or whatever. And I had a little bit of money on a gift card, so I actually got it for like $6.50. But somewhere between $11 and $13. So theoretically, you'd be saving around $30 if you bought this instead of the MAC one. And I can't comment on using them for liquid foundation, but when using them for blush and highlighter, they give the same effects. They're both just as easy to use. They're both as durable as far as I can tell. I have had the MAC one for much longer, obviously, but you know, I can give you guys an update in a couple months about the wear on the Sonia Kashuk one. But honestly, they're the same thing. So if you're on a budget, great news for you, because you can go out and buy the Sonia Kashuk one from Target, save $30. You know, you could even buy 3 of them and still save $6, I think, if I'm right about the price, or $3 or however much. You could buy 3 of these for the cost of one of the regular MAC ones. It's an awesome value. I love her products. I'm in love with this skunk brush, so honestly, there's no comparison. The only difference is the price for me and the name on the label. They perform exactly the same. And if you are one who likes to use these for liquid foundation, it's great because you can go and buy backups, like I said. You know, you can get 3 of these for the price of one of the MAC ones. Because I know several people have multiple skunk brushes because they use one for liquid foundation, one for blush, one for highlighter, so on and so on and so on. So definitely go check this out. I highly recommend this. But of course, the MAC one's great too. It just costs you more money. So I hope this was a help to you guys. I know it wasn't so much a comparison because honestly, I can't find any differences between them. Not significant enough to mention. So there you go. I hope this is helpful to you guys. I hope I can save you guys some money on buying a skunk brush. And leave a comment or a message if you have any questions. Bye guys.